Hi you guys, welcome to this week's video. This video is going to be my mental health and how I am really doing. So let's just get into the video. Before we get into the video, it is pretty late at night that I'm filming this. I was just putting all the videos together, and I wanted to add this clip in at the beginning before I started the video, or before I got into the actual part of the video. This is going to be a lot of me just talking. I'm not showing you guys anything. I'm not cleaning. It's literally a sit-down video, hearing me just talk. So please, if you're cleaning, if you're doing things, put this in as your background noise music. You can listen to this while you're cleaning or cooking or whatever you're doing. Just put it on as your background. Other than that, enjoy the video. First of all, I want to thank you guys for coming and watching this video and being here to support me. I know I'm going to cry in this video, so please bear with me. I'm gonna try not to cry too much. As you guys can tell, I'm still sick. I've been sick for over a month. I don't know what's going on. But I know it's not COVID. We got COVID tested a few days ago and it came back negative. I honestly don't even know where to start. It is December 1st that I am filming this. I was going to film it, honestly, earlier, but Riker ended up getting fired. He was sick for 2 weeks and out of work. He was going to go in on Monday, and they told him as long as the person above, the supervisor above his manager said that as long as he came in on Monday, they wouldn't fire him and he would still have a job. He was planning on going in, but one of his coworkers messaged him and said, hey, when you go in, they're going to fire you. So I don't know if you want to call them first and see kind of what's going on with that. But I've been hearing a lot of people say that you're getting fired as soon as you walk in the door. So he automatically emailed his Spirion supervisor and messaged his manager about what was going on and what he had heard, and he didn't get a response. And he had even told them, hey, this supervisor who's above you told me that if I came in today, I would still have my job. But I've been hearing a lot about how I'm going to get fired. I want to know if that's true, because if I'm going to be fired, I don't have the gas to drive there and back. It's like an hour drive there to his work and an hour drive back. And it takes up a lot of gas. If our gas tank was full, for him to drive there, we would have half a tank with him when he would come back. It's just not worth it. He did let him know, I just don't have the gas if I'm going to get fired. It's not going to be worth it to me. He messaged him back. I don't exactly know exactly what was said, but he was fired. I am not very happy. I have been nothing but stressed because December turns into month to month until we can renew our lease. And he knew we had to have money to pay rent. Because we have to pay it ourselves for December because I don't know if I'm going to be approved by this place that I go through who pays for your rent due to hardship. The 2 weeks already, just 1 week would have made us have to wait an extra week to pay our December rent. We already would have had late fees on top of our rent due to him being off of work for a week. And I was fine with it because he was sick. I mean, he was throwing up. He wasn't really keeping anything down. And then the second week, he got worse. We went to the ER. Well, not the ER. We went to the Instacare multiple times due to it. And again, we were told that he was going to be fine. He was still going to have a job after all of this. We had started him on a new diet to kind of help. Because that's what the doctors had told us to do, to get him on a brat diet, so he would only be drinking clear liquids, water, Sprite, ginger ale, 7-Up. That's all he was allowed to drink. And then they wanted him to do a brat diet, which means bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. And that's all he was going to be eating until he was able to keep those down. He wouldn't be able to eat anything else. And then he got fired. My job is only part-time and I don't make very much, which means I cannot support him not having a job. My job was only supposed to be to earn extra money for food, for emergencies when we needed it, for gas if we needed it. My job was supposed to help us save up for Christmas, which I can't even give my daughter anymore. This is the second year in a row where I have had to apply for Sup for Santa and Toys for Tots. And it makes me feel like a shitty mother. Racker's at an interview right now. He's on his way home. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish this video because I wanted to get this done while he was gone. He is driving me nuts being home. I feel like I don't have any time to myself. I love having him, and I love him being with me. But when he's home, he doesn't help. He helps with our daughter, but that's about it. If I need help with cleaning, he doesn't do it. He's always playing video games. And I just don't know what to do anymore. I've told him how I feel, and I don't want to leave him. And I know that there are going to be comments saying, well, you should just leave him if he's not going to help, if he's not going to listen. I get it enough from my own family. And I get it. With how many jobs that he's lost, yes, I'm literally at that breaking point. But my job would not support me being a single mother at all. I wouldn't be able to keep a roof over my house. I would be homeless with a 2-year-old. And he would be living in his parents' house. It's not an ideal situation for both of us. And I get that. And that's not the only reason I'm staying with him. I love him. I married him because I love him. So I don't want to hear, just get rid of him. I have tried multiple times to have conversations with him, but it doesn't feel like he's hearing me. He has ADHD, and I get that. Sometimes the things I say is going to go in one ear and out the other. His ADHD is bad. But I would be lying if I said that there weren't days where I don't feel like I'm enough. And I feel like my daughter isn't enough. I have had depression most of my life. I have been abused most of my life. I've gotten into abusive relationships. And I was lucky enough to get out of one of those. When I met Riker, in the beginning of our relationship, he'd saved me, honestly. I was so depressed and my family didn't care at all that I had contemplated committing suicide multiple times. I had cut myself. I have scars. You can't see them. I don't know. Yeah, you can't see them. They're on my forearm. I have some on my thighs. He was the one who got me to stop cutting. And then I got pregnant with our daughter, and my mother was my mother. She refused to talk to me up until 2 weeks before I gave birth. And anytime I would try to talk to my mom during my pregnancy, she would just be constantly yelling and screaming at me. Because she was so disappointed that I was pregnant at 18. Even though I was graduated from high school and I wasn't living with her. After I had my daughter, I had postpartum depression. I still do. I don't have money for a therapist. I don't have any friends that I can talk to. I just feel so alone and isolated. And I don't know what to do anymore. I don't want my daughter thinking that me and my husband don't love each other, because that's not true. There have been multiple days where we're laughing and smiling and we're having a great time with each other. But with everything happening, especially so close to Christmas, I just feel so stressed, and it feels like any time I take a step forward and I feel like we're finally okay, I get pushed down a flight of stairs, and it feels like I'm back to square one or beyond that. I am so tired of going backwards and feeling like at any moment I could lose my apartment. I still don't know what we're gonna do. I have maybe half of my rent for December that will be taken out tomorrow. And I don't know how or when I'm gonna get the other half. And I don't know what to do. I had an open house last night for a job that I could work when I'm not working the 2 days that I work at my actual job right now. I would make more money. But I don't know if I'm going to get that. They are hiring for 5 people right now. And there were so many people at the open house. I don't know if I'm going to get it. And it doesn't seem like Riker is thinking about any of this. It feels like all of the pressure and all of the stress is put on me. And that's not how it should be. He should be the one, we should both be sharing the stress and be trying to figure it out together, but it seems like I have to be the one to come up with solutions. I have so much trauma and PTSD and everything from before I met Riker that I know. I have been told multiple times by multiple people that I need to be seeing a therapist for everything. And everything that's happening now is just making everything worse. I had a day a couple of weeks ago where it was an anniversary of, and I hate that it's an anniversary. I shouldn't even be calling it an anniversary. But it's an anniversary of a day that I was sexually abused. My husband had stayed home that day. He was not feeling good that week. That was one of the weeks that he was off completely. And we had already planned for him to work Monday through Wednesday and then Friday and Saturday so that he could be home with me on Thursday. And I kid you not, he had promised me he was going to be there for me the whole day. I had to get up and go to work, which I wasn't very happy about. I didn't even really do anything because I was so depressed and so slow that I couldn't. When I got home, I literally laid in bed all day. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't take care of my daughter. And you want to know what my husband did? He played video games the entire day with his friends. It didn't matter if I asked him for help. It didn't matter if I didn't want to get out of bed. I was stuck taking care of my 2-year-old daughter, being depressed as fuck, where I couldn't even really get out of bed. I had to make dinner, which nobody ate. I felt it's the first year where that's happened because my husband has been there for me all the other years since it happened. But but I felt so alone. And I know I need someone to talk to. I don't just need a therapist. I need friends that I can talk to and rely on. But it seems like anytime I try to get close to someone, they start to ignore me. They end up leaving the work that, like, if we work together, they end up leaving and quitting. It seems like I'm the one that's being annoying when I try my hardest not to be that way. I don't know what's wrong with me on why I can't keep or have friends. I love hanging out with my daughter. I love taking care of her while my husband is working. But there are days where I wish I had friends that would come over and hang out with me and help me. I don't care if you're a mom. Our children can have play dates while we're hanging out together. Or if you have no kids. But if you have no kids, you need to understand I need to take care of my daughter when I need to. I need human interaction other than my stepdad who doesn't care about anything, and my mother who is just always constantly in everybody's business, and my husband. I don't know who I am anymore.
Hey, baby.
Hello, and welcome back. It is a couple of days later since that last clip, if I'm being completely honest. It's actually been almost a week, actually. Well, yeah, it's been about 4 days, roughly, 4 or 5. Things have been really busy with work. I took on some extra hours. That's about it, really. I haven't been able to get caught up on cleaning at all, which is kind of really starting to frustrate me. So, and I will get there. So, our plan is, Riker had a bunch of interviews as well, so that kind of took up a lot. I did end up getting that job that I went to that open house for. And unfortunately, it won't work. I had a couple of days where I was really depressed because I was really excited about that job and I was hoping that I was going to get it. And I got it and I was so excited, and we had planned on meeting so that she could answer all my questions, go over pay, and all of that. At that point in time, Riker was supposed to choose between 3 different jobs. And I kind of, in order for him to make a decision, I kind of had to know if Becky could come with me. So I had asked her the day before Riker had to choose, and she said that I wouldn't be able to take my daughter with me. It would be too, I know of other companies who do the same thing that allow you to bring your children, but it's too hard to go live for 3 hours and take care of your children. So, on that note, I had to decline the offer because I don't have anybody to watch my daughter while I do that. Along with that, I would have, but my parents don't want me to have two jobs, which I completely agree. I don't necessarily want to have two jobs. My husband needs to have a job. I shouldn't have to work two jobs while my husband works. So they don't want to watch her. They didn't want to watch her if I decided to do that other job. So I had to decline the offer. And just told her, as much as I would love to have this job, I don't have the help that is needed for it. I never got a response back. I did say that maybe farther down the road, maybe I'd apply again, but who knows at this point. It seems like a really fun thing to do, and I was really, really excited for that job, and I feel like it's something that I should do, along with doing YouTube. I love this. I love making videos. I love every aspect of it. It gets a little challenging at times, yes, but what job doesn't? Riker ended up not choosing any of those jobs. He missed the deadline. And I'm sure he could still pick, but if he just gets an application in and then lets them know that things kind of got busy, they said they would understand. But the issue is one of those jobs is up in Salt Lake, and our car can barely make it there once a month. So with him having to drive up there multiple times a week, we would definitely need a new car or get our old car fixed and all of that. He had there's a job in an airport that he was really considering. The hours are kind of long, but if we wanted to travel, all he would have to pay is tax. We wouldn't have to pay for actual tickets. And from what he said is going from here to California with just him would be like $10, which my family plans on going to Disneyland next year and taking him with. We could get such a good deal on tickets if he were to pay for them. If we were to pay for them. Or have my parents give us the money so that we can pay for them. And I wouldn't mind him choosing that job. It's pretty easy to rank up and get a pay raise. Cool. I would consider him having that job. Yes, he wouldn't be home at night still. And that kind of sucks, especially with me working. The other job offer he had was for making shirts in Orem. It's a little bit closer to home. But they only the starting pay was $12. And at this point, even if I were to work 40 hours at $12 an hour, because I get paid $12 an hour, if I were to work 40 hours, it wouldn't do crap. So, if he were to get that job, I would have to start working every day at my job, except for Sundays, because we're closed. Or even work some Sundays. And he would have to work every day. There's just no... I would be frustrated because I'm working all the time and taking care of the house, and he would be frustrated that I'm frustrated, and it just would not be good for our marriage. We have noticed that with me working, I am fine with this job. Especially working 2 days a week. But we have noticed that with me working a job, our marriage gets strained. Because I constantly feel like I'm always doing something and I don't get time to relax. But it seems like I get nothing done, if that makes sense. Which is the life of a mom. You're always doing stuff. Something's always a mess. You're always going to have to clean something. I get it. I get that. Really, I do. But we've noticed that I need to have time for myself. Otherwise, I get very stressed, I get very anxious, I get very depressed, and I get very angry. And then it causes tension and issues in our marriage. It causes Becky to act out, which I don't want. He now has an offer. I don't remember what the third job was, and he didn't even really want the job anyway, so he just applied to it. He applied for everything, to be honest. And I get not wanting it, but he kind of needs to choose some. We went over to his parents' house yesterday. Not yesterday. Yesterday was Riker's birthday, December 11th. We went over to his parents' house on the 10th. And we were talking to them, and his brother-in-law works he's an electrician. He'd still get 40 hours plus during the winter, but during the summer, he works constantly. Like, he works some Sundays, he most likely works Saturdays. They get a ton of hours during summer, like 60 at least, if not more. During winter, they're still getting over 40 hours. So he would start at around 15, 16, which is good. Especially with him working 40 hours. And sorry, I'm Um, I just lost my train of thought. His brother-in-law loves his job. He makes pretty good money now. He's a journeyman, so he makes, I believe, over $25 an hour, which is not bad. But his brother-in-law went, hey, my job is hiring if you're looking for a job. Like, his brother-in-law is, like, best friends with the owner, who is the same person who gives you the jobs, who hires you, who, all of that. And he's like, I can put in a good word for you. Come work with us. His brother also works there. And he's been complaining about how he wants to spend more time with his family, and he wants to see his brother and his brother-in-law more often. So it would be a good thing. It's easy for him to get pay raises along with that. I'm not going to say this next thing, actually. It would be easier for us this way to get a medical card for Riker. And for myself, if I wanted one. Because we'd be making good money. Here's where we're at now. We are waiting for his brother-in-law to talk to the owner about giving Riker a job. He would start immediately. Where we are at now is I will still be working during winter, seasonal. As much as I can. I am going to try and see if I can add a couple of extra days of working, which means either Tuesday and Friday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Friday. Maybe see if I can add extra days so that I can make a little bit more money, save it up, and all of that. Because Riker would be working as early, I think, as 5 a.m. till about 6 p.m. So that's 12-hour days. But good money. Yikes. Oh. And my stepdad will watch Becky on the mornings that I work. So if I choose to only work 2 days a week, my dad will only watch her 2 days a week. He'll watch her Monday and Thursday when I work. Or if the truck comes on Wednesday or Friday instead, he'll be watching her one of those days. If I choose to work 4 days a week, I'm going to have to talk to them about it first, obviously. But my stepdad's off during winter. Laid off. From then on, what would happen is, as soon as it gets close to my stepdad working again, I will have to quit. Because nobody will be able to watch Becky. Which is fine. Hopefully, at that point, Riker still has the job. And my mom is a little worried about it. She doesn't want Riker to lose his job. and me not have one to continue getting money, if that makes sense. And I get where she's coming from. I'm a little worried as well. I'm not making a plan, but there is a plan in there somewhere if it works out. From then on, I will work with my mother, as long as she's still working there, during the seasonal holiday. I don't think that includes Halloween. It might, but Thanksgiving, Christmas, up until, so on the months that my stepdad is off, I will work with my mother seasonal. Which is fine by me. That way, during the busiest time of year, Christmas, we have a little bit of extra money in our pocket and can probably buy presents. But again, I'm not trying to get my hopes up. I know what could happen. But I really hope, I am hoping, there is a small part of me that is hoping that all of this works out. I am so tired of feeling stressed. I'm so tired of not having money. It's getting to the point where I go to bed with my chest hurting because I'm so stressed and anxious and worried, and I wake up with my chest hurting because I'm so stressed and worried and anxious, and I feel like one of these days I'm going to end up having a heart attack from how stressed I am. We got a cake yesterday for Riker's birthday. And we were going to go to his parents yesterday, but his brother-in-law and brother had a work Christmas party. So they didn't get home at around 9 p.m. last night, and at that point it was really late, and we just decided that we would come over today because Riker's only going to eat one piece of cake. Becky's only going to eat half a piece of cake. I'm not going to eat any. I don't like yellow cake. Sorry. I'm picky. So we were going to go over there and share it with them. I think that's still the plan today. I need to do some stuff around the house. I think what's going to end up happening today, because I work tomorrow, is I am going to end up taking a nap. Or maybe I should have slept in longer. I think I woke up at 10 and it's 12:02 right now. So I've only been awake for a couple of hours, but I work tomorrow super early, and because I woke up late, I normally like to wake up 7. I think we're gonna end up talking to his brother-in-law about it. So I think I'm gonna end up taking a nap for a few hours while Becky naps. Maybe, if she decides to nap. And then I think I'll wake up at around I don't know how I want to do that. I want to sleep as long as I can before getting up, but I also want to be able to make dinner and eat it, which is around 6. But if I go to bed at 6, I won't get any sleep. I will literally be awake. So maybe I'll sleep in until closer to 8. Make dinner. And then just stay up. That might be the plan. I'll plan for an 8 o'clock dinner, which is pretty late, but that is around. I'll have to be out here in the living room watching stuff. Which is fine by me. I can watch what I want. I think that's the plan. I'm gonna take a nap, sleep as long as I can. And then what will end up happening is I will not sleep. I will go to work. I will come home at around 11:30 actually, because I get off at 11. And then I will take an hour nap only. And then stay up till about 10. Go to bed. I need to work on my schedule, but pretty soon I won't be working, so I guess it doesn't matter, huh? Hopefully. I think that's all the updates I have right now. I'm still trying to find a therapist. It's not really working. I just really want some friends. But it's really hard to make friends while being a mother. Especially in Utah, it seems like I don't care about smoking, but I do drink. And it just seems like, I don't know. Okay, well, I need to go do some stuff. So, I'm going, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think tonight, while I'm awake, before I go to work, I think while I'm watching stuff, I'm going to finish folding all my laundry, so I might as well put laundry in and all of that. I know this video was kind of all over the place. And I'm sorry about that. That's how my brain is feeling right now. All over the place. Um, but thank you guys so much for watching. This is just gonna be real raw. I'm not gonna edit it besides putting all the videos together. I hate making videos like these, but my mental health has just kind of it's been at an all-time low because I don't have anybody to talk to. I have no friends, no personal friends. I have coworkers that that I'm friends with, that I would love to hang out with outside of work. And at first it felt like they wanted to hang out outside of work as well, but it doesn't really feel like that anymore, if I'm being honest. Probably because I only work 2 days a week, but I don't know what to do anymore. So, if you live in Utah and you subscribe to me and you need some friends,